Hi, I'm Abel.
Hi, I'm Sharon.
And today we have another bite-sized topic, right?
Yeah, bite-sized topic about how interest rate actually affects the property market. Do you actually get a lot of this question? How is the property market doing?
Everywhere. Honestly, today you meet new people, then they ask you what is your occupation, you say you're a realtor. The first thing, I mean, even if they're not keen on the market itself,
Yeah.
right, they will still ask you as like a friendly opener. So they always ask this kind of thing.
Yeah, like how's the property market? You know, with so much happening in the market like wars, tariffs, interest rate, inflation and the economy uncertainties, how will these events actually affect us as property buyers?
I think not only for clients, but also for agents itself is a hot topic among ourselves.
Yeah, a lot of chit chats around surrounding these few topics. But in particular, we have one topic that we like to share today is the interest rate.
So I think maybe from this slide itself, right, this is just a comic drawn, but showing a seller who has one unit to sell, which I think is most of us.
Yeah.
In general, I wish we are multi-property owners, but most
wish
of us only have one or two. As compared to another seller over here, which has many properties to sell, and they have a time frame to sell off as well. So again, with this, right, when as sellers in these two situations, which seller will be more worried when you hear all the noises out there? All the interest rates, market, all that kind of thing. Which seller would you think would be more worried in this case? So over here, actually, we will see, if today I hear all the noises out there, Sharon, today let's say I'm an owner and you are my agent, do you think it's likely that I will call you and say, hey Sharon, I see all the news out there, hey, maybe you help me minus another 150,000 to 200,000 from our asking price? Do you think that is possible?
So basically, right, actually not really. Because if seller understands that there is no direct or immediate impact from all these events that is happening, this house that they don't sell, they can still stay in, right? It's okay for them to still stay in and enjoy the space. Basically, unlikely they will make significant price adjustments purely based on these noises.
Won't because of these noises, cannot sleep at night.
At least not for me. I don't get sellers calling me to adjust price. How about yourself?
Depends, but definitely not a drastic drop in the pricing. That kind.
Depends on situations, you know, timeline that they need to sell the house, but purely based on all this happening in the news, not at the moment. I didn't receive such price adjustments.
But what about this owner over here?
Do we know someone like that? So many houses. I wish we are lah.
But maybe let's have a look at how interest rates affect the property prices in general.
So this is a chart that shows how property market has been trending in relation to interest rates over time. The past 20 years, the trend when interest rate is on a high, how is the average PSF, the price performance in the market? Generally, it's stabilizing or on a lower scale. We can see that on the contrary, when interest rate is low, price actually increased about 86%. When interest rate again dropped in 2020, what happened to our price again? It again shoot up.
Another 54%.
Yes. And then when interest dropped slightly again, our price shoot up again. Look at this peak here.
From this chart, maybe what we can see is usually when price increases when the interest rate drops. But why is that so? Is it because everybody, they think that at this point of time, they feel it's easier to enter the market? Because when we do our financial calculations, all that, we can see even our money mortgage starts to be more affordable. Or maybe we can even further stretch our budget.
Borrowing becomes easier.
Then we can even buy something even slightly more expensive, the one that we really wanted.
That's why more buyers will probably rush in to buy at this point in time.
I think remember in our previous video, we did mention that don't rush to buy when you see everyone is buying, like that
Yes.
FOMO mentality.
Right. That's what we always advocate.
So again, I think over here maybe we can see is one seller versus the seller who has a lot of unit. Who will be more cautious in their pricing.
Maybe we can look at the next example
Okay.
to show.
So over here, actually, we will just take an example of a seller with many units, which in this case is a developer. He had the project previously called Whistler Grand. Over here right now, today, we're just taking a comparison, all 3 bedrooms in this project itself. So back then, when they first started launching, this was in 2018, 2019, where the interest rates were still considered not very attractive to enter yet. Higher on the higher, people were still adopting that wait and see approach. In order for them to price their units attractively to move, they started from as low as 1.348 million for a 3-bedroom there. Moving forward, 2019, you can start to see as the interest rates start to go down a bit, they slowly started increasing their pricing. And in 2019 already, from 2018 to 2019, there's already an increment of about 10.95%, which is about 140,000 difference compared to the first day buyer who bought at a higher interest rate period. Another 2 years we go forward, the developer increased another 217,000 for a similar unit type in the same development. But because this was in 2022 where we were saying that interest rates start to become lower, many people start to feel it's the right time to enter the market.
More affordable, ma.
Yeah, but when you're a developer today, you start to see more people coming to your show flat. Will you be confident to increase your pricing? So this is the thing from over here. Maybe we can see, again, we have 3 different types of owners over here entering at different points. Which owner would you want to be?
Yeah, which owner do we all want to be? So maybe we have another examples to show, right? So this is another example of a developer who is more cautious in their pricing. In 2019 and 2022, same stack. 2019 buyer, remember the interest rate environment was generally higher, so borrowing is more difficult. So developer also understands this fact, and if this developer has so many units to offload, so how do you think as a developer you will price your units? So this buyer actually took advantage of lower pricing. So he bought in this 3-bedder at 1.38. The same stack in 2022. 2022 interest rate on a slightly low environment, right? So developer more confident. So this same stack they sold at 1.68. A whooping almost 300,000 difference. Ultimately, this is what we want to show: interest rate versus the property prices, and a seller with 1 unit and many units.
So can I say you pay more when the interest rates looks more attractive?
Do you actually, right? So you must really understand the relationship between price and interest rates.
Maybe the next thing we do something a bit more lighthearted.
Yeah, with all the trends and charts. Maybe
Yeah,
let's look at the next picture. So Abel, if today, right, you walk into a show flat like that, nobody on it, alone you walk in, will you buy or not?
Walk in with you, right? You're my agent, right?
I'm not your agent.
You are my agent. Let's say you're my agent. You bring me to this kind of show flat, maybe I'll be a bit scared. Is it you're trying to ask me to help you clear off the balance stock? Like the nobody want those kind of units, or something
buy?
wrong here? Why so empty?
Why so empty? Scared, right? Versus this. So you mean you won't buy in the environment, you will go into this kind of mad rush and buy in this situation? Which one will you buy?
Today, as a pure consumer point of view, right, I look at this, right, is how I look at when I go buy chicken rice. One store, nobody. One store, everybody queuing up. I confirm think that chicken rice, the one that has a long queue, must be having very good food. Right?
It's normal
Must be nice.
to be FOMO, right?
Yeah.
So basically, there's no wrong, no right. But based on our research, right, we actually have other examples to show you. Let's take a look.
So this is again something I think people have been always talking about, have been using or referring to. Pasir Ris 8, one of the launches that happened that was so highly sought after. But also maybe we can take reference, back then their launch was in around 2021, 2022. For this, right, Pasir Ris 8 itself, right, of course it also, at the point of time, the interest rates were considered attractive. And also this project, because of its integrated next to MRT, mall and everything, has a high demand. So as a developer, they saw many buyers coming in to wanting to get a piece of their property, a unit in itself. So initially their launch price, they wanted to start launch at 1,400 PSF. But of course, seeing this huge demand, on the same day itself, they increased the remaining balance units to 2,000
All
PSF.
in one day.
All in one day. This is a good example of when the developer, I would say, is confident in the market, in their unit, their product itself.
Right, but I don't think this is just one-off example, right?
So here's another example that we see. There was a more recent launch late last year. This was Chuan Park actually. So Chuan Park itself, right, we are taking a reference all on same day, the sales price, we see a huge jump. Because it went as low as 2,287 per square feet, but it also went as high as 2,785, all on the same day. So why are we seeing this? Is it because where the developer is very, very confident? Sharon, you remember that time during the preview, I think you had clients, or our colleagues also, we have clients that they were queuing up like mad. Even rain or shine, they were taking umbrella all that. So if you are a developer today, I open for business, I see this kind of long
kind of
queues,
crowd.
right? Will you be very confident or not?
Yeah, I will.
I mean, you definitely feel that you have the ability to increase the pricing because there is this huge demand for your units.
Yes. Another example, on the contrary, what about when interest rate is on a high? In 2019, interest rate is on a higher environment, right? So this developer has actually 2,000 over units to offload.
Stress 2,000
Yeah.
over units.
So that is why on the launch weekend, right, they only sold about 10%, 272 units.
So we take a look at the example that happened in this Treasure at Tampines. Both are 3 bedrooms. Both are same block, same floor also, similar size. This owner over here, he bought at 1.335 with a pool facing. This was in 2019, take note. When that time again, we emphasized the interest rates at that point of time was not so attractive to the public yet. But he did took a leap of faith, he entered at this pricing. Fast forward a few years later at 2022, where interest rates were considered attractive, many people were pouring back into the market, having a lot of confidence in the market itself. This owner over here, he bought at 1.637 for the similar 3-bedroom, but facing the bin center. I think quite a difference in your facing in terms of what normally people would prefer or choose. So these two is a huge difference of 300,000. These two units.
Which buyer we want to be?
Yeah, which buyer would you wish you were to be in? So
Right.
actually, right, today, very simple lah, Sharon. We've been talking like that means when interest rate is high, we should buy because property price should be low. And then when interest rates are low, we better don't buy because property prices will be very high. Is that how we should look at it?
So basically what we have shared earlier with all the trends and charts, right, is to help us understand how property prices in relation to interest rate. So today, are we on a high or low interest rate
I think that is
environment?
still very subjective because some people feel that it may drop further, some people feel that no, it may increase, even though whatever the Fed say or the news and all that.
Right, so that one we do not want to speculate. So basically, if today you are also in a lookout, you are in the market looking to enter, do reach out to us because we do have more analysis to show. After all, buying property is a big commitment. We also want to see how we can actually help you spot good opportunities. So do reach out to us. I'm Sharon.
I'm Abel, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you guys soon.
Bye.